Alright, what's up everybody? This is the Astrologer's Almanac, Monologues, and Sermons for Trying Times. If you don't know who I am, Piscean X, make videos about astrology. And I love to do it. So, if you don't mind subscribing, liking, and commenting, sharing my videos around, I appreciate that with peace and love. And even, requesting anything via Cash App. Alright, so in this video, we're going to go over monologues and sermons for trying times. And here's a note on the usage. The following pieces are intended to be read aloud, of course, and that's why I'm here. They are crafted for moments of collective uncertainty, personal crises, or seasonal transition. Each draws upon a specific astrological tradition to offer not prediction, but perspective. And we begin with a Hellenistic sermon on the spindle of necessity. So usually to be delivered during a Saturn transit, a time of economic hardship, or when facing the consequences of long-term actions. I mean, this is perfect for myself because I am a detransitioner, right? And this is a permanent thing. Say female to male to female, but how does that really work, right? And then a Saturn transit, that we're currently experiencing, well, Saturn's in Aries, at least speaking from a Western perspective. It's a time of economic hardship. Well, I can't imagine because it's 2026. What do you guys think? So, for the soul descends through the spheres, and to the spheres it shall return, adapted from Macrobius. Beloved, look up. Look up at that slow amber light of the Father, the one they call the Greater Malefic, the one the Greeks knew as Kronos, the Reaper, the Lord of Time. He is not your enemy, he is your harvest. In this trying hour, when the walls feel thick and the road is all uphill, you are not being punished, you are being weighed. Do you remember the image from the old text, the spindle of necessity turning on the knees of Ananke? Upon that spindle, all our fates are wound, and Saturn is the weigher of souls. He strips you of the false, so you may know the true. He freezes the ground so the roots must dig deeper for the water. When you feel his square, his opposition, his heavy return to the place you were born, he's asking you one question, and one question only. What can you carry that is truly yours? What can you carry that is truly yours? That is the true question. Not your title, not your reputation, not the admiration of the crowd. What is left in your hands when the fire has passed? That is your soul's gold. That is the portion that ascends through his sphere. So be heavy, be slow, be silent if you must, but be true, for the load of time grinds all lies to dust, and from that dust, only the temple of your real self can rise. Amen. Let it be so. Now I present to you a monologue in the voice of Abu Mashar, on the conjunctions of the heavens and the fall of kingdoms, to be delivered during a period of geopolitical upheaval, the fall of institutions, or a great conjunction. I wonder what's going on right now geopolitically and the fall of institutions. Could it be, corporate warfare? Could it be Iraq, Iran, Iraq, and US? Their drama. We've talked about this in another video, my last video. Check it out. So, they come to me in the House of Wisdom and they ask, why do the kings fall? Why do the sands shift beneath the pillars of the city? I tell them, open your eyes, the sky's a book, and in the slow dance of the two fathers, Saturn and Jupiter, the great conjunctions write the chapters of history. We're live on Meet Me. Peace and love. We got Junior in here sending diamonds. Thank you. Every 240 years, they meet in a new element. Fire to earth, earth to air, air to water. These are not mere aspects. These are the changing of the world's breath. When they move from the triplicity of the earth to the triplicity of air, expect the winds of doctrine to change. Expect new tongues to speak power. Expect the old thrones to build on soil alone to crack. You cry out against the chaos of your time. You say, the center cannot hold. But I say to you, the center has moved. Look to the great conjunction past. See where it fell. See what it began. The rise and fall of dynasties is written in the sky's slow clockwork. Do not weep for the old world. It is clay in the potter's hand. Study the signature of the new one. What is being planted in the earth of this year? What seed cracks open in the dark of this conjunction? That is your work now, not to mourn the fallen stone, but to read the blueprint of what is being built. The stars incline, they do not compel, but the wise man reads the incline of the hill before he begins his climb. Junior asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing very good. I'm very blessed. With peace and love, Junior. Now, guys, I want to present to you a Mesoamerican chant, the binding of the years and the new fire, to be delivered at the end of a personal or collective cycle, on a birthday, New Year's Eve, or during a time of profound societal exhaustion, like, 2026. So, usually the speaker would use a drum or a simple rattle, speaking with a grounded rhythmic intensity. So listen, the 2 wheels have turned, the 52 stones have been carried, the bundle of years is tied. For 52 turns, for 52 turns of the sun, we have walked with our particular weight. We have been 1 jaguar stalking the night of our desires. We have been 7 rain, washing the dust from the bones of our ancestors. The numerals and the signs have danced, and we have danced with them. But now the world wobbles on its axis. The Pleiades stand directly overhead at midnight. And for a moment, a terrible, beautiful moment, the world is suspended. The mothers of the house sweep clean. The pregnant women are hidden in the granaries. The children are kept awake, their little faces pinched, so they do not turn into mice. Why this fear? Because we know that order is a thin blanket over the mouth of the abyss. We know that the sun might not return. But look to the east. On the chest of the sleeping volcano, a flame flickers. A priest, cutting open his own flesh, offers the blood to the sky. He kindles the new fire in the breast of the conquered king. The flame catches. And when that fire is seen from the mountain tops, a sigh of release goes through the whole land. The old contracts are fulfilled. The new ones are written in smoke. You, too, are standing at that midnight. Your old fire is out. The wood is cold. What offering do you cut from your own breast to kindle the new? Do not let that flame die. The stars are waiting to move again. A Renaissance soliloquy on the fixed stars in the voice of a Keplerian scholar, to be delivered when facing a fight that feels inescapable, like being a detransitioner. It's literally everyday life. Or when contemplating the influence of ancestry and legacy, and generational karma. Usually the speaker would stand by a window and look out the night sky, perhaps holding an ephemeris or a brass astrolabe. We chase the wanderers, the planets with our equations and our orbs. We chart their retrograde dances and their swift conjunctions, and yet, look beyond them, look at those fixed points, the ones that do not wander, the ones that watched the pharaohs build and saw them fall. Spica, Algol, Antares, the Watchers. Kepler taught me to see the rays of light as geometric spirit, but these are the jewels in the garment of God. They are not wanderers, they are anchors. When the moon passes over Regulus, it is not just an aspect, it is a coronation of the soul's intent. When Mars approaches the head of Algol, it is not just a square, it is the severed head of the Medusa, the same old fury of the Gorgon, demanding you look upon the darkest part of your own rage. We think we are free, we children of the Renaissance. We think we have outgrown the old determinism, but these stars are our ancestry. They are the blood in the vein. They are the fate of the house we were born into. When a trying time comes and you feel the weight of something that is not just your own small life, look to the fixed stars. Look to the one that rose with you at birth. Is it the royal heart of the lion, or the bitter weeping of the Pleiades? You cannot change its light. It has burned for eons. But you can choose how to wear its jewel. You can wear it as a crown, or you can wear it as a chain. That is the one freedom the fixed stars leave you, the dignity of your own posture beneath their eternal gaze. Now I present to you a closing sermon, the part of fortune in the house of sorrow, to be delivered as a general benediction for any hard time. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Gospel of Matthew. My friends, we calculate the part of fortune. We take the lot of the moon from the sun, we project it around the circle, and we say, here is the body, here is the vessel of your life in this world. We look for it in the houses of joy and the angles of power. But what of the part of sorrow? What of the place where the chart weeps? The old astrologers knew a secret. They knew that the part of spirit is often the inverse of the part of fortune. They knew that the place of wounding, the house of Saturn, the sign of the fall, is often the very ground from which the soul's gold is mined. So, in this trying time, I do not ask you to find your fortune. I ask you to find your place. Look at the hardest corner of your chart. Look at the transit that will not stop knocking. Look at the place where you feel you have been buried. And listen. Is it earth pressing down on you, or is it the dark, warm soil from which the seed must sprout? The seed does not curse the dirt, it drinks it, it becomes it, and then breaks it open. Sorrow has a calculation, your pain has a location in the great wheel. Find it, own it, and ask yourself, what treasure is buried here waiting for me to dig? May the houses stand firm for you, may the aspects bend toward grace, and may the stars in their ancient courses remind you that you are written into this story for a reason. Amen. With peace and love, Piscean out.